Hi, welcome to Lost Wiki Kozlovka. Apologies if I butchered that, but what I believe what this game is that it's a deduction puzzle game revolving around a wiki page. This is a new series is going to be for me. Well, let's see what this game has to offer. Oh, I'm not typing this in anything, it's just doing this for me. Okay. Potential job ad Kozlovka. I read your articles, and I think you can notice what others miss. You're thorough, and more importantly, careful. That's what I need. I've granted you limited access to the database. It holds more than enough. If you know where to look. Attachments, database instruction doc. Okay. Instructions 1. Use the hyperlinks to navigate around the database. 2. Drag the right words into the report. 3. When you are satisfied with your conclusion, submit the findings to me. I will review them. Okay. Kozlovka. Kozlovka is a small town located in the eastern region of Sevara, nested in at the edge of the Bawazi forest. The town boasted an agricultural achievements with incredibly fertile soil. Kozlovka was founded in 1887 and survived significant challenges, including German occupation during World War II and the later Soviet influence. Again, I apologize if I butchered any of these. What the heck? Enter your system code following by the local area code. Okay. Okay. It was beside the forest, a vibrant woodland with a very distinct ecosystem. At the heart of the forest, a tall tree stands proud, and locals refer to as the oh. Known for the distinctive natural features, it is a home to an ancient tree, the darkened oak, which is believed to be over 1,000 years old. Has a thriving which I think this is right. Kozlovka is a quiet town at Sarnava. It is besides the Balaza forest, a vibrant woodland with a distinct ecosystem. At the heart of the forest, a tall tree stands proud, that locals refer to as the darkened oak. The town itself it has a thriving agriculture business, one which boasted bountiful harvests and provided food sustainability. Need more of this. You found something, but not enough. If you want to keep going, you need to understand where this place began. Look for patterns and connections. The flowchart is a tool, not a solution. Follow the threads, not the labels. Okay. Okay. Engraved on the tree there was two runes, top being okay. Courtier's darkened oak, is a rare and ancient tree in the forest. The carving on the trunk was said to be a pagan tradition to honor the agricultural season. It is protected by the Tsarian government in 1991 after establishing their independence. The tree is the primary host of the fungus symbiotic ergot. Do I have... Okay. Oh! Cavasup Cymbiotia is a unique fungus in the forest that relies on a symbiotic relation with their plant host, the darkened oak. The fungus is known to cause extreme fertility of the surrounding land. Dr. Klemmer Obzowski was the leading expert in the symbiotic ergot. Though uncommon, it can be used as a medicinal herb. Okay. Oh. Zimmerman Cultural Preservation Initiative passcode required. Year of independence. Okay. Okay. Zarian Cultural Preservation Initiative. This initiative started in 1991 when Zavara gained its independence. Its purpose was to preserve sites and documents of cultural significance. See below the list of topics related to the CCPI. Okay, the Slavic rune symbols. Sylvanians have an Eastern Slavic ancestry and formed patriarch beliefs, some of which came in the form of runes. A few locals, like the witch, still believes they hold power. See below the list of common Civic symbols. Okay. So it looks like a cross and some kind of weave. If I go back here, top being the cross, and the bottom would be a twin grift. Okay. The locals clearly hold spiritual beliefs tied to the forest. These beliefs are not unfound, for there are colonies of symbiotic ergot around the tree. The fungus is likely to be the cause of the town's agricultural success. Yes, that sounds correct. Thank you. Apologies for being curious. I need to know you're the right person for the job. I haven't been fully honest with you. This isn't just research. Someone I care about disappeared in the early 90s. Official records are incomplete and inconsistent. Most people stop asking. I didn't. In 1990s, there were a string of disappearances, most notably Blank. Blank was also a victim of the disappearance. It was because of this that the Blank was scrapped. The victim's belongings were found in Blank, which is where they are presumed to meet their end. No. Why do I have a feeling that this is going to pop out at me and scare me? Witch. The witch is a local shaman who owns a small shop in Kozlovka High Street. She is most known for her appearance, with her iconic one bloodshot eye. Even as the pillar of Kozlovka culture, there is a decline in interest for ancient pagan rituals. As tourists, you can get her signature spiritual chalk. Spiritual chalk is a flagship product of the witch. A local shaman on Kozlovka High Street is advertised to be able to commune with the surrounding nature and the souls of who perish with rune symbols. Traditionally, it's the woman's job to mark sites with rune symbols, as many did in the past. Modern Farming Initiative. The Modern Farming Initiative was proposed by Mayor John Dragnov in 1991 to revise Croatia's agricultural practices. It was approved by the Zavarian government after achieving independence in the same year. The proposal involved Dr. Kozma Obavsky, who was invited to the town to undergo research. The proposal was ultimately scrapped in 1992. Okay, this article has been modified from earlier entry. Why? Okay. He's the current mayor of Kozlovka. He came to mayorship after he superseded his father, Antila Dragnov, in 1992. He was best known for proposing the modern farm initiative, which was invented, which he invited Dr. Kozlovsky to Kozlovka to undergo research. Dr. Kazimir Obolsky is a Russian mycologist who specialized in the study of rare fungi. He moved to Zavara and dedicated most of his 30-year career studying the symbiotic ergot. He was invited to Kozlovka as part of the Modern Farming Initiative, primarily researching the ecosystem in Banana Forest. Okay. Atlanta Dragunov was the mayor of Czechoslovakia from 1945 to 1992. He is best known for establishing the Kozlovka police force and his affection for bisons. He was superseded by his son when he mysteriously vanished as part of the tragedy commonly known as the 19th disappearance. Okay. 15 people vanished from Kozlovka over the course of 2 months. In the summer of 1992, most notably, the mayor was among missing, as long as one non-local. The investigation led by the current mayor ran cold after a year having only found a few items from several victims. It was one of the most recent tragedy that the town had endured. No hint available. That's interesting. What does this mean? Let's go back. Associated with the god of thunder, the Slavic rune was believed to offer protection against misfortune and ill omens. Okay, that is something. Okay, don't have access to that. Agriculture. This town was most known for agricultural achievement. The year supplies around 10% of the farm of the food in Samaria. The miracle herds were also known to be overly potent. Even their success, there have been pushes to industrialize their practices, most notably the modern farming initiative proposed in the 90s. Ironically, due to Kozlovka's incredibly fertile soil, The pharmaceutical herbs grown in the area are too potent for use and are not approved by the government. However, some locals vouch for their effectiveness, such as the local pharmacist Dr. Misila Dragunov and the witch, although she allocates more of its use in ancient pagan rituals. Okay, the doctor is an accomplished medical doctor and the local pharmacist of Kozlovka. He was the first to formulate a medicine using the local colony of symbiotic ergot. No one is able to replicate his success. He's the first. He is a vocal advocate of using Kozlovka's pharmaceutical herbs for nationwide medical use. Okay, that got me nothing. Okay. Nothing here. Day of the Winter Festival. Okay. Battle of the Forest. From 1991 to 1944, Kozlovka was occupied by the Germans and was the main source of food supply for the battalions occupying that region. In June 1994, in June of 1944, a huge offensive was launched, cornering the Nazis in the Bavaria forest. Dozens of lives were lost to the forest, which ended the Soviet victory. Afterwards, Bavaria declared independence in 1991. Okay. Okay. No, we're not going to hints this time. Date of Winter Festival, which I do not know. What is that? No, not that. That looks like a cube. Okay. Okay, yeah. Okay, this is just random guessing. If this is right, I'm not sure this is a gamble. Oh. I can't believe they're so close to town. This changes a lot of things. I need to investigate further. By now, you must have tried to access our tragedy page. We normally don't show this to the public, but I'll make an exception. Attachments, access request approved document. Okay. Dear Voka, Thank you for contacting the town hall after considering your close relationship with the governing bodies. Your request to access the article Kozlovka Tragedies has been approved. Below is a one-time code to access the page. Code 7328. Regards, the town hall. So Kozlovka Tragedies. For an uneventful town, Kozlovka had a fair share of tragedies throughout its history. See below a list of notable incidents. That's one. The Summer Plague. In August 1990, an unusual wave of death spreads across the town. Most victims had a pre-existing medical condition and were found deceased in their homes. Postmortems revealed unidentified fungal matter within the bloodstream, suspected at first to be a fast-moving contagion. The tragedy ended as suddenly as it began. Animal killings. In 1965, a tragedy occurred when locals were reported their pets missing to the authorities. It was revealed that dozens of animals were found mutilated at the foot of the darkened oak. Although the investigation was quickly resolved, the bodies were proven difficult to retrieve due to them decaying at a faster rate in the soil. We just read that. The Festival Massacre. In 1892, dozens of locals were killed during a winter festival. The culprit was caught murdering festival attendees in front of the darkened oak. When cornered, the culprit slit their own throat and joined their victims at the foot of the tree. This was the earliest tragedy recorded in Kozlovka. Let me just read the report. For a small town, Kozlovka has a fair share of tragedies. Among them, these are the tragedies that coincide with the census by Kozlovka agricultural year, most earliest to latest. Winter Festival. The Winter Festival occurred every year on the 15th December. The festival celebrated the hardship between people endured through the year. Wives would set up the husband's tools as a sign of kinship and equal footing. The holiday was no longer celebrated since the massacre of 1892. So it will be no. Unless it's asking the year, which was or is it 15th in December? Yeah, okay. Dragunov family. Krevskov was founded by Bonhoff Dragunov and Elena Dragunov. The story goes that their love guided them to this plot of land in hopes of starting anew as a family. A memorial was erected to honor the family, which includes a quote that reads, "For the loss of a few, there is still many." Okay, founding member, originally a carpenter, his career shifted to farming after having their first child, who was born sickly. He was famous for being a terrible farmer, but nonetheless persevered. He was always devout to his wife and has famously said to have borrowed her strength in times of need. She was incredibly spiritual and set up the winter festival as her way of celebrating her husband's crops. The festival attracted dozens of people whose families made up Kozlovka today. She was always devout to her husband and was known to the community to set everything aside for the sake of her family. Okay, that's okay. Wait, sudden spikes in agriculture yield. Huh, okay, there's one in 1992, one in between 19, I always say 1990, 1945-ish, and another one, okay, that's a big clue. Yeah, that makes sense. The animal killings were around here. And the latest is here. Something's not correct, okay. From the earliest to latest. Okay, that makes sense because it cannot be animal killings because it will be here, which has a minor uh, effect in the graph, so it has to be much earlier. That means it has to be about the forest. Redacted bypass. Your findings have been more than helpful. They're disturbing. This pattern we're uncovering. It's not random. Someone knew. Someone let it happen. You must have redacted bypass installed on your system, like any good journalist. It's been a while since it's been prohibited by the government, so here's a refresher on how to access it. Oh. Oh. Okay, let's just take a good read. Redacted bypass. In order to enable redacted bypass, you must first have your system code. You can find this in your computer system. Okay. Then, you'll need the local area code of the city you like to bypass. You can find them in all the addresses. So, okay, that's one. So if I were to go system code, my system code would be 342. So wait, 342. 342, followed by local area code and then pin code, which I think I have with this. Four, five, one. Redacted bypass. Welcome to Redacted bypass. With this program, you can access data from articles that have been previously modified by local authorities. Enter article name and continue. Ah. Okay, now that makes sense. Nope, not this one. Oh, modified, okay. Why is this modified? Attempting data retrieval. There is a disturbing rumor that the killer carved the runes into the darkened oak as part of the festival traditions. Although not much evidence suggests this, it is speculated to be the reason why the festival is no longer celebrated. That's a start. Government documents show that the occupation was not a simple invasion, but to also investigate an event that happened in the late 1800s. These documents are given to the local police force. As the town was relatively small, there was no sheriff, and so the mayor was responsible for leading investigations. Upon appointing himself sheriff, he stated, "As long as I drew breath, I shall keep this town thriving. Know that I will do best for Kozlovka." Nope. Nope, okay. Nope, He announced a more potent version of his medicine in 1989, but failed safety tests in subsequent years and was not approved by the government. Ah, okay. Oh, the summer plague. Victims were frequently patrons of Dr. Isabella Dragov, who regularly complained that standard medicine would not help people with such long-standing medical conditions. After a swift investigation, the police said there was no correlation. I'll keep that in mind. Witness mentions that they saw a red glowing dot darting around the area when the mutilation supposedly took place. This sparked a short-lived legend of an angry spirit in the forest. The police stated that this was baseless rumor. Jane was influenced for being vocal about his disapproval of the use of symbiotic ergot. After the plague, he launched the modern farming initiative with the primary goal of phasing out the fungal from use. Yes. After the government's disapproval of the product, documents will yada yada. Yes. Mr. Scott was a good man, but I knew his ambition would get to him. To think he risked innocent lives. I may have found something that is of use. What's inside is sensitive. Handle it accordingly. We'll continue digging around for more material. Okay. Yeah, I got time. To whom it may concern. As you may know, it has been 3 months since our mayor went missing. He was dear to our hearts. But at last, we must come together and continue running the town. The control of the Kozlovka police force and its public database will be transferred to his son, John Dragunov, as he will be taking the reins as mayor of the town. With that, the passcode of the town ledger has been changed. It is now the heading code of the town hall. Thank you everyone for your patience. So if it's changed the header, okay, I don't know how I decrypt heading code. How does one do that? Okay, this person's true name is this. They're responsible for the tragedy that they frequently return to the site of the tragedy to carve the rune that into the dead. Okay. Town ledger. That I do not know how that's supposed to work. Yeah, how does that work? Okay, well, once I think I figure it out. Yeah, I know. Okay. entity that I have not discovered. This is a big stretch in logic. Okay, I think it would be best if I... Okay, it was this one. What did it call? What rune? Okay. Do you think we return to the site of the tragedy to carve the rune this into the... Traditionally, it's the woman's job to mark sites with the rune symbol, as many did in the past. I think... I know it's a big stretch. Okay. Okay, yeah. Here. So it has to be... Yeah, that one. Okay. Huh. Huh. Don't understand you. If north is 0, then... Hold up. I'm going to just experiment my, what the code might be. Because this looks like angles. Okay, that is 0, 90. Northeast would be, yeah, 45. Southeast. Yep. Okay. Then southwest would be... and then northwest be 3, 1, 5. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. That means so northwest would be 3156. Yeah. Yeah, 3156. Okay. The town ledger. We've seen that. Ah, there it is. Lilia is the adoptive elder sister of Elenta and Mislav Dragunov, although she acted more as a caregiver of the two boys rather than a sibling. Not much is known about her besides reports of her eccentric personality. In 1965, the Dragunov family announced that she had ran away, though no investigation was held. Let's see what the Wayback says. Her brother as well pursued medicine after being inspired by her childhood stories of being sickly. One which damaged her eye, although it is more of a morbid fascination of her condition than a drive to help her. Volha Dragunov is the mother, okay? She's the proud mother of and adamantly supported Jasmir's trip at her husband's disappearance. Although she's no longer used her last name, she still has a close connection with the family. So, a reply from Hidden Sister. To think that the witch was their sister all along, and to think they have a sister to begin with. It's almost unbelievable. I found this document hidden in the archives. It felt like it was meant to be buried. It was like it wasn't meant to be found. I hope it continues your investigation. Okay, well, I think this is a little bit gonna have to end this here. Gonna have to end this here. Okay, well, I kind of like where this is going. Yeah, I hope I will see you, well, if this performs well, I'm going to just continue, but nonetheless, I kind of like where this is going. Well, I hope I will see you, maybe next time. Bye.